Hi, I'm Katie and welcome to my bookish adventure. So I finished City of Bones last week or the week before, I can't even remember anymore. A good maybe week and a bit, but obviously I couldn't do it last Thursday. So I'm going to do my best to not be spoilery because I kind of want to do a review in which people who still like me have never read it have a kind of idea. But this is how I feel, but I will probably get a little bit spoilery, but that is my aim. So I want to talk about the cons first, because I feel like there aren't very many positives for me for this book. So I feel like let me just get the negative out the way and then I can maybe try and salvage something. I gave this book 3.5 stars, and to be honest that was, I think, quite generous. I really was the back end of this book that really saved it. So if you've seen my previous reading vlogs, you will know my thoughts on what I think of this book. So for me, the biggest problem came down to characters. I just thought they were all a bunch of arseholes. Out of all of them, the only ones that I consistently felt the same about through the whole thing was Simon, Isabel and Magnus. And Magnus is in it for all of a chapter. Isabel, to be honest, doesn't really say much. And Simon is just a sweetheart and he's really lovely and he's willing to literally go through all this hell with Clary because, you know, of how he feels for her. Even when these people are being really rude to him and horrible to him and putting him down, he is still willing to put himself through all this. The biggest people I had my issues with was Clary, Jace and Alec. Alec, obviously being a minor character, I tried to not have him annoy me as much, and obviously he wasn't in it as much, but because I didn't like Clary that much, I didn't really care that Alec was kind of being a dick towards her. My issues with Clary: she's a whiny brat and I cannot stand her. I don't know if it's because she's 15, I don't know, but I literally wanted to slap her in the face with this book. I was going to put the book down because my arm's getting tired. She was just so annoying, so frighteningly annoying. She's just such a whiny child, and I get, obviously, she has somehow landed herself in this world of supernatural. Of course you'd be freaked out and scared and all that, and that is fine. Oh, she just really grated me so much. She uses Simon, she even says at the beginning the only reason Simon goes to Pandemonium is because she knows that he will go for her, so she doesn't care that he doesn't enjoy it. She gets really pissy when he shows other girls attention even though she has no interest in him whatsoever. And then to top it all off, when her mum disappears, potentially dead, potentially not, she hears it all down the phone. She is so casual and so blasé about it, I don't understand. If I heard my mum being dragged away, screaming down the phone, and I woke up in this strange place, I would be hysterical. I'd be like, where is my mum? Where the hell am I? Her reaction is just so, it just doesn't work for me. Then there's Jace, another one who doesn't work for me. There is absolutely zero to me that is redeeming about this kid. I'm sorry. And I feel like there are going to be a lot of people disagreeing with me. And maybe the further into these books, I'll be like, oh my god, I love Jace and Clary. Oh my god, what was I thinking? But as it stands right now, I get Jace has nothing to lose with the fact that he doesn't really have a family. Alec and Isabel, they consider him family. They worry about him. And just his snarky comments all the time. How just horrible he is to Simon for literally no reason other than the fact he's a human. It is really quite I can see why a lot of downworlders and demons want to come after Shadowhunters, because he does. He thinks he's better than everyone else. They think they're superior. Yes, you have all these abilities. Yes, you technically know more than us normal people. And yet, for some reason, that makes you a better person. It really doesn't, mate. I wanted to take one of those weapons. I wanted to take a steely and shove it where the sun didn't shine. And I was hoping, really hoping, as the book was getting further on and we were finding more about his past and his family, that there would be something there that would make him redeemable. And there was nothing, because even in his most vulnerable and horrible moments, he was still a complete and utter asshole. And I'm sorry, but just no. So, the pros, what I found really good. To be honest, the story of it did really save the book, and it really progressed really well, and I did get to a certain point where I stopped thinking, I wish all these people would die, I genuinely cannot take this anymore. And I was actually really enjoying the book. The whole world itself is amazing. I love everything about it. Learning, the sort of the demons, the various demons' character traits, what's they're like, the whole actual Shadow World history with the Fae, there was all of that, the history with Valentine, all of it. I absolutely love it. It's the type of thing that when someone really puts in that effort to create a mythology, a lore, I absolutely love it. And single-handedly, that is so what saved this book, as well as the fact that it really got moving and I was like, oh my god, the story, it was really good. The only downside to how that was written was the fact that because it was only because it was a majority from Clary's point of view, I felt like just information was coming to her too easily. It it felt like they were so willing to tell her all these secrets that are, you know, probably close guarded secrets. You know, we shouldn't be letting just random humans walking into the institute, but they're fine with it. Oh look, here's Simon, they're fine with it, and they're willing to just tell her everything. It felt like that was only having to happen because we as the reader needed to find out information. I think because there was no other point of view, we couldn't find out that information any other way. So on the whole, I did enjoy it. It was difficult, I won't lie. Like, I won't lie, it was difficult, but I am looking forward to continuing on. Didn't want to read them because I had this negative association that I thought I didn't like them. When I did, I just didn't like Rose. I'm trying to get myself out of that mindset to be like, no, the story was really good, or this was really good, there's so much like to go that's gonna be really good. So I'm definitely in a place where I am looking forward to reading the next one, and that I'm not completely like, oh my god, because I'm holding out hope because, you know, this series is so popular, it's got to be good. So into the kind of spoilery section of this review, there isn't really too much that like I need to sort of go in and say, but the massive twist with Hodge, I absolutely loved him like turning out, summoning Valentine to get the cup. I thought was absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I don't remember if that happened in the series. I watched it so long ago. I still need to finish it. It was a really just wonderful like, oh my god, damn, like I so wasn't expecting him to betray me. Obviously I knew that he was, you know, under punishment and, you know, he couldn't leave the institute, but still was never expecting that. As I said in my reading vlogs, you know, if I hadn't have watched the series, that twist of them being related was brilliant because it was so amazing to have these obvious, you know, lovebirds to suddenly be like, incest. I absolutely loved that. You know, if I had never seen the series, I would have been sat at work like, oh my god, like freaking out. So I really loved that take. Like, oh my god, it was brilliant. The point I made before about Jace being an asshole when we found out his history. So when we found out that like Valentine was his dad, and obviously Clary went with Lucas to go rescue him, and he was like super chill and was quite cold and quite frightening. Part of me was like, oh my god, like this is quite like, ugh. Like how just fine he is and how he's like, Clary, stop it, stop antagonizing him. I was thinking, is this a ploy? Like, is he just trying to like get Clary to calm the fuck down so that really he can go for Valentine? And then the more I'm reading it, the more I'm thinking, oh my god, no, like is Jace really on his side? But is it because he's like so desperate to have his dad back? When that desperation is countered with the fact of realizing that your dad is Valentine, surely you would want to like, surely you'd have so much anger built up against him because he faked his death, he left him. How can he not be? Is he really just that happy to have him back? I don't know, that whole moment had me so just like, what the hell? Like, I feel like I can imagine in a really dramatic series, like that would be so tense and so amazing because you'd just be like, wait, is he really secretly gonna knife him? Or is he really secretly actually happy? Like, is he willing to go with him, like knowing what he knows that his dad has done? So all of that I did really love, but I was really questioning Jace. Like, I just, his character at that point, I really had no clue. I was really unsure. And finding out all of the history, I mean, I feel like there may actually be more twists to come and all that stuff, was so sad. It but really good, you know, sort of really seeing Valentine's sort of not descent into madness, but it really ramping up and setting the fire and being that calculating that, you know, he would kill a child so that he could take it. It's like, he makes us such a perfect villain. I really hope he just becomes more badass and just more, not evil, but that's why I felt like Jace's kind of just freakishly cool demeanor was like, I suppose this man raised him in a very terrifying way. It was just, I just remember sitting there reading it just like really not knowing what was going to happen, really not knowing where Jace's loyalties were lying at this point. And I think this is probably the only time I think I actually was on board with Clary, because she was just like wanting to shake him and just like, what is wrong with you? Her wanting to take him to see their mother, and him being just really kind of like, no, she's no mother of mine. It's like blah blah blah. It's like, she abandoned us. You're forgetting, like, sweetheart, your daddy did some bad things. And even though knowing those things, he's still coming across like he doesn't want anything to do with this woman. And it's like, you have the chance to have family with a person who didn't pretend to burn your corpse. I don't know, that is just my take on it and how I've seen it. As a whole, like I said, I did really enjoy it. It was a struggle to get through though, I won't lie. It was really hard to begin with, but I just had to cling on to the fact that she was adding in all these brilliant supernatural elements that I was like, I can do this. So that is it for this review. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're not too mad at me, those of you who have read it and you're looking at this thinking, oh, look, a newbie to it, and there's me just like, I hate all of them. don't be too harsh. It is just my personal, I feel like maybe I would have felt differently if I had read these when I found them when I was the same age, but I really doubt it because I never went through the whole stroppy teenage. I was never like that, so I feel like even if I'd read it when I was younger, I feel like I wouldn't have tolerated it. I don't know, I feel like it still would have annoyed me, but maybe I would have tolerated it more because I was similar to that age. Thank you for liking this video, and as always, a comment below doesn't even have to be related to the Shadowhunters. It could be something completely different, but of course I do want to hear your views on it. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Welcome, join me on this adventure. I hope you have a really good week, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!